guys, my name is Gisette Perry, and I will be presenting Julie S. Vargas for my research profile. She is an educator and an author that sort of has a concentration in behaviorism. So Julie S. Vargas was born in 1983 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and she's the eldest daughter of B.F. Skinner and Eve Skinner. She claims that her childhood was really great, that her dad was an awesome father, contrary to popular belief. Some people tend to think that maybe growing up with Skinner as a father would have been really unconventional and not that enjoyable. But she states that she had an amazing, wonderful childhood and that she was extremely close with her father. Dr. Vargas has a passion for music. Growing up, she taught herself how to play the guitar and took lessons to play the viola and the violin. Music was something that she felt that she shared in common with her father. The two of them would often sing together while he played the piano, and he shared a lot of old records and his love of music with her. Dr. Vargas also performed at the Boston Symphony Orchestra whenever she was in college. She also has a passion for education. Ever since she was 13, she wanted to be a teacher. And growing up, while she was working on her various degrees, she taught third and fourth grade at a variety of public and private schools. Dr. Vargas is currently alive and married to a sociologist named Ernest Vargas. And a fun fact about the both of them is that they have two daughters, and she actually raised both of her daughters in the air cribs. For those of you that don't know, the air crib was sort of a controversial invention of Skinner's, which basically was a sort of box that was climate controlled in which you could leave an infant, and the infant could kind of survive on its own with little parental intervention. It was kind of designed to make parenting easier, so parents wouldn't have to do as much. And Skinner had used Julie Vargas's younger sister in it, and she turned out okay. So Dr. Vargas put her own children in there, and they turned out all right too. So Dr. Vargas has an interesting educational background, considering she is a behaviorist, and she has most of her degrees in music. She received a bachelor's in music from Radcliffe College, a master's degree in music education from Columbia University, and went on to pursue a PhD in educational research from the University of Pittsburgh. Her career is also pretty interesting. She primarily has sort of been an author, and she's authored and co-authored 4 different books. She's also an educator. As I mentioned before, she worked and taught 3rd and 4th grade. Dr. Vargas is currently a faculty member at West Virginia University, where she has been working alongside her husband alongside of her husband for the past 30 years in the College of Human Resources and Education. She is the founding editor of The Behavior Analyst. She is the former president of the Association for Behavioral Analysis International, or ABAI. Dr. Vargas is the current president of the Skinner Foundation, and she is an officer for the International Society of Behaviorology. So a big contribution that Dr. Vargas has made in regards to behaviorism is her advocacy for behavioral analysis in terms of education. Dr. Vargas has primarily written about schools and learning facilities and how to kind of apply a lot of behaviorist approaches and procedures and ideas within an educational school setting. Behavioral Analysis for Effective Teaching is kind of the most popular book she's ever written on the topic. It's basically a book kind of outlining contingency management in education, and addresses different sorts of parts of that, such as student motivation, learning difficulties, problem behaviors, and such from a behaviorist perspective, and provides educators, teachers, and parents with the tools and resources from a behaviorist perspective to make education more efficient as a whole. But she isn't secluded to just schools and learning facilities. She's also written about daycare facilities, specifically the licensing standards and how that can be improved and changed to be more efficient in a behaviorist perspective, and she has helped co-write a few pieces on using behaviorism in parenting. So she's done a lot. She's also a huge part of maintaining B.F. Skinner's legacy. He's kind of the founder of a lot of the ideals that we study and use today on a daily basis as analysts, and so maintaining his legacy and everything he did is extremely important. B.F. Skinner was diagnosed with leukemia in 1989, and he passed away August 18th in 1990. The Skinner Foundation was created in 1889 following his diagnosis, and they do a lot of archival work, making sure that his materials, his writings, his studies, any and everything is kept. It's kept in good shape, and it is made accessible to individuals internationally. And part of maintaining that legacy as Skinner's daughter, she's a big part of maintaining the legacy as Skinner's daughter, is kind of making sure that a lot of negative information isn't really not released but spread about him. I know Dr. Vargas often comments on pieces that are written about him. Specifically, I found a piece written by someone basically claiming that a lot of his research and ideals came from a place that wasn't exactly positive and very dark in nature, and Dr. Vargas basically set him straight about that, said a lot of it was made up, that that wasn't the case, and that her father was actually a really good man. Her most popular work regarding her father is a daughter's retrospective of B.F. Skinner, in which she kind of uses family documents and personal accounts to sort of paint a picture of Skinner as a man and not just as this great founding father of behaviorism, but how he was as a person and how he seriously believed what he was researching in and how he used a lot of it in his day-to-day life. Another big part of Dr. Vargas's contribution is this sort of idea of behaviorism versus behaviorology. Basically, behaviorism is defined as a philosophy of science of behavior, and many individuals, along with Dr. Vargas, kind of feel as though this doesn't exactly encompass what behaviorism is and what a lot of researchers and founding fathers such as Skinner sort of contributed to the science of behavior. Dr. Vargas has commented that she considers the term behavioral analysis a profession and not really scientific at all because of the fact that it lacks the emphasis on the scientific framework that it's rooted in. Behaviorology is defined as the science of contingency relations between actions and other events. And this was coined in the 1980s by a group of professionals who were displeased with the term behaviorism, and it's rooted in Skinnerian science. Basically, these individuals kind of formed a society together, the International Society of Behaviorology, which exists to focus behaviorological philosophy and science on a broad range of individual and cultural, local and global problems. So basically, getting behaviorism to be seen in the eyes of other disciplines and other sciences as an actual science, because that's what it is, the science of human behavior. It's something that Vargas has been pretty passionate about. She serves as an officer for the International Society of Behaviorology, so it's definitely something she feels should be changed and something that is very important for there to be a distinction between a philosophy and idea and an actual science that people are using.